My name is Jay Trainer. I am the lead trainer and owner of Alpha and Omega Dog Training. Today, we have some frequently asked questions. So the first one is going to be, why do dogs pull on the leash? Dogs pull on the leash. The short answer is because they're taking the leadership position. Dogs are pack animals. They live and move in groups of packs. It's the leader's job to make the decisions about what direction we're going to travel, how fast we're going to travel there, who can come, who can go. So when your dog is pulling on the leash, it's making a leadership decision. We're going this way. Let's go. Why is my dog hyper? Hyperactivity can be stress, it can be boredom, it can just be the basic general personality of the dog. If you're not getting the dog out often enough and getting it the proper amount of exercise and mental stimulation, you're gonna start seeing some hyper erratic behavior. Should I act as alpha? There's a misconception about being the alpha of the pack and gator rolling or holding your dog down and showing the dog who's boss. That's not what it's about. Being the alpha is being the leader. Leaders show firmness but fairness. They're competent, strong, and consistent. That's what being the alpha is. Why do dogs bark at the doorbell? Dogs have learned that the doorbell rings, somebody's coming. And usually when someone comes to the door, they get all the attention. I love this question. Is my dog too old to train? A dog is never too old to learn new behaviors. The only thing that prevents a dog from going into one of our training programs is physical injury or health issues. Why should I train my dog at home? You want to train your dog in an environment in which you live, work, and play with your dog. Whatever your lifestyle is, you want your dog to get acclimated to that. How do I stop my dog from begging? Every dog ever born into existence and brought into our human pack needs to learn self-restraint, impulse control, boundaries, and respect for the leadership position. If your dog is exhibiting begging behaviors, what you want to do is teach it to go to its spot or place. And while you're having dinner, your dog is on its spot or place. If it's working on its boundaries, it can't be at the table begging you. Give your dog a bone to chew on, a toy to chew on, something to do. It's not an inanimate piece of furniture, but it doesn't need to be, under the dinner table waiting for somebody to drop a crumb on the floor. Are shock collars humane? This is a question we get a lot, not if used improperly. A lot of trainers don't know how to properly implement e-collars. If you're in a training program that lays a proper foundation to teach the dog what the boundaries are. The dog has to understand what no means first. The dog has to respect your leadership position. The dog has to understand what its boundaries are, what it is that you expect from him. And as long as you're in a properly structured training regimen, e-collars are a powerful and useful tool to help you communicate with your dog, whether on or off leash. Are choke collars hurting my dog? Yes, and I just happen to have one right here. What happens is people aren't properly educated on the right and wrong way to put it on. They slap it on the dog pulls, we pull, and it doesn't release. It's choking your dog. Dogs cannot learn if they're actively being punished. They just can't make the connection. What we want to do, because they're going to be on our left-hand side, right here, if you make the shape of a P when you're facing your dog, see the shape of a P? Because your dog's gonna be on your left-hand side, gravity is working in your favor. It's not cinching up, it's not choking your dog. Your dog makes a mistake, let's say it's pulling on the leash, you go the other way, zip the collar, you see how that doesn't cinch up? You're not choking your dog. It's a correction the dog can inherently understand, and you get the learning process started. That becomes a training collar, which is an effective tool. Will training break my dog's spirit? Improper training will break your dog's spirit. Training should not be about intimidation. It should not be fear-based. On the other end of the spectrum though, it shouldn't be about ignoring bad or negative behavior either. There needs to be a balance in there. We look for opportunities to reward the dog, motivate the dog, encourage the dog when it's doing anything that we're asking the dog to do. So there's an abundance of praise and motivation. Should I take my dog to a dog park? Listen, if you want to drink Starbucks and gossip with your dog park friends, have fun. If your dog is generally well behaved, by all means, have fun. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, I'm not against them, but I don't take my dogs to dog parks. My dogs get the socialization in other areas of life. Should I let my dog on the couch? As long as there's no challenges to your leadership position, if you want your dog on your couch, let your dog on the couch. Why does my dog have separation anxiety? If you, from the beginning, allow your dog to follow you everywhere you go, it's always underfoot. It never got comfortable in its own space. You're fostering separation anxiety. Why is my dog showing destructive behavior? You need to provide your dog with a structured routine and a way to get that energy out. Training is the best thing you can do for a dog, psychologically and physically. We get a lot of questions, but there's no one simple answer to any of these questions because it's all encompassing, because it comes back to the pack structure. It has to all be addressed in a properly structured training program. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out and contact a competent trainer to help you with your dog.